Well, guys, welcome. It's the game of the day. It's extremely late. I've been PvPing all night, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this build here. This is a Rev build. This is by in no means meta, but it's what I've been having fun with. So with the new patch, if you guys paid close attention, you will have seen there were some Malix buffs. Specifically, the Elite gives you... it was improved by 50% potency in terms of attribute increases. There were energy reductions, so and there were some slight trait changes too. So I kind of wanted to play with this thing that I talk about a lot, and that's the idea of a Renegade that doesn't use Scala. So I'm very unnecessarily getting rid of Glint here, really. But the funny thing is, the sword offhand got changed, what, 6 months ago? And it's actually really strong, so you can run sword, staff, and it doesn't feel too bad turning off Herald, because you weren't going to use the shield anyway, because sword offhand is actually a little bit more reasonable than it was back during the Heart of Thorns days. So something like that. The idea of this build is a Demolisher power rev. I heard that during Heart of Thorns, you could kind of see a power rev as a massive team fight nuke powerhouse, a bit like Scourge, something that can use a lot of support but can unload incredible damage, great cleave for the bodies and so on. And this is kind of what this build is. It needs support, but it can really devastate. It's got great burst. It's not necessarily too good at 1v1ing, though, to be honest, I'm trash at this build right now, so who knows. But it's incredible over bodies, mainly because what I'm actually speccing for on this version of the build is the F3 buff. So on Renegade, you can choose, do you want to buff the F2, do you want to buff the F3 or the F4? I'm going with the F3 here. So the idea is we put a body down, and then we do just disgusting damage over that body while channeling our stuff. We'll see how the game goes. And I repeat, this is probably, well, this is definitely not meta. I'm just playing around in unranked, and it's just for some funsies, really. So we'll see how we go. I'm also, but I'm having a lot of fun. It's cool to learn about Rev, actually. It's cleanse out the wazoo, by the way. Wherever I can take cleanse, I've taken it. It's kind of a hard counter of Rev at the moment, though. So I've really gone heavy with cleanse for this variant of the build. All my sigils are cleansing related right now. I get cleanse on swap, I get cleanse on strike. Because you're actually seeing quite a lot of mirages. So anyway, yeah, we go to the opening, we have a look at mid, and what we'll notice is that the enemy team is in force crossing to our close. So there's going to be a huge nuke coming in. What I love to see here, by the way, is my Scourge, who'd been left on close duty, immediately bailed out as soon as they saw the train coming in. So this is what happens when you as a team push to far without stealth. It's like a massive over-rotation. Like, look at this. These guys, by the way, we do find out at the end of this game, are in comms. And I guess they're starting out, which is very cool. But they all push here, and they don't get any kill points. They don't stagger any of us. That just leaves us now on the map. We can take everything else that we want. Nonetheless, I'm looking. I'm seeing what they do. My Scourge has noticed me as well, so my Scourge is just off screen down here, watching up towards there. We see that the Hollow is moving back. I'm going to stand on these logs just because I feel nice and safe and happy on these logs, and we're just going to see who aggresses us before we go in for the fight. I can't blink down while I'm up here, so there I execute my Sword 4, which is a huge cone of damage. It's like the big burst of the builds. It's an extreme burst, guys, like really extreme. Has a specific cone, though, isn't good on Z-axis, and obviously we miss it completely here. We face tank the Shockwave. It doesn't matter, though, because Hollow Shockwave got nerfed a bit. So here I immediately open with the Kala ability, and we rain hell on the guy. My Scourge comes in. We do crazy damage. He pops into his Elixir S, but because the Kala F3 applies burn on tick, we actually get the kill there. I'm not Condi loaded at all, but you can put so much burning out, it does end up snagging the kill down, which is very good. I trust my two allies to have that cleave. I'm concerned about the Mesmer back there, so I jump away. Yeah, I'm running Malix as well. A lot of, you know, it's a kind of a weird build that I'm going for here. So here as well, and this is the reason I wanted to show Game of the Day. It shows the highlights and the lowlights of the F3, by the way. We're going to use the F3 over this body here, but there's a feedback. He's using feedback on res, which means as you watch, our projectiles come out of our portal, and then they actually get reversed and come back to us. So I get like this crazy dodge roll here, and now have to walk out of range. I should have seen that coming when, and if I get better at this build, I'll see that. I miss another sword 4. We don't really see anything good there, but we take the unrelenting assault. very easy kill on an Ellie that's been otherwise pressured hard. We move back towards the fight to give peels where they're needed. We see that one of our allies has gone balls deep, so we go balls deep too. We take a lot of pressure with our swords, impossible odds. We chain our 3. We're really not taking any focus here, which is great. And again, we use our cleave. Look at that. Look at that damage over the body and the Reza. You get great cleave on the F3. So I'm also running Invocation, which means I get extra energy if I play very well with my energy management. So you can kind of get a free cast of the F3 over a body or whatever. With the Staff 5... it's kind of like when I was making this build, I wanted something that was the essence of, I want to become a fiery greatsword, right? And basically that's sort of how I feel on this build in a lot of ways. So yeah, we kept close. We're going to move on. I can't remember. This might not be a particularly competitive game, guys, but it's something... I mean, I actually think that we're just going to snowball this win really quickly, so it's a bit bad. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm not actually able to PvP too much, except that I've played a lot tonight, so I'll get one game of the day out of this. So here we aggress the Mesmer on the roads. Again, I'm a bit concerned of him, so I pull back. We know that respawns are there. My allies get in and lay some damage down really well. Here I was going to blink in, but we unfortunately got stunned from a leftover Mesmer shatter from the F3, which is really annoying. But then the res goes off. I put my F3. I put my star 5. Actually, this isn't F3. Here's the F3 coming down now. And once again, you can kind of just see the obscene cleave. There's another play I'd really like to show you guys, and it's this, right? The F3's actually got a lot of nuance to it. And I guarantee a lot of people haven't played with this Renegade ability too much, right, to know this. But it spawns the portal where you're stood, right? So if I stand really far away from the body and cast it, the projectiles will slowly move in, and they're sort of, they spread out a bit. However, if I stand on top of the body and I cast it, the projectiles just rain down, and they have very little travel distance, and they explode extremely fast. So you can get very heavy burst from this if you are standing on top of the body when you cast it. And that's something I'm looking forward to getting a little bit better at as time goes by. Sorry, just listening to myself in editing here, I really haven't explained why that's so important. If you cast the portal far away and you make the projectiles move a long distance, they will spread out slightly. There'll be more variance in where they land. There'll be more RNG in where exactly each projectile hits. But if they have very little travel distance, they don't have time to spread out and create much variance. So on this build, you can get 15 strikes of damage from that single skill. If you do the portal directly on top of the body, all 15 will hit the body and the reses. But if you do it far away off point, then you add this like RNG. It's the difference between it being like a targeted burst or like a meteor shower instead kind of thing, I guess. Hopefully that makes sense. One day I will have demonstration for that on Game of the Day for you. But here we can take the cleave and the pressure. You notice we get a nice solid double cap from winning 2 engagements here. I'm positioning myself, and initially I was positioning myself to watch for respawns, but we see that the back cap went through there. That's because we actually have assistant cleave here, which we didn't need, but that's fine. We use Malix to close the gap a little bit, then we use Shiro to close the gap. We wonder whether we want to go for it. I waste the sword 4 there. I was thinking he might turn back to aggress us. So we see that he's actually trying to sweep the map here. I actually love the play that the Hollow's making. Just nuke mid, nuke far. Put yourself in a position where you can take a 1v1, especially if he's a prot Hollow. He'll enjoy that. He gets a nice easy CC on me. This is a 2v1 against him, so there's really not any opportunity for me to do anything fancy or show anything off. This is pretty gross here for my team, actually. Yeah, this Hollow's going to do amazing here, by the way. This is like a total noob moment for me here, but I'm not scared to show that on the Game of the Day. So, we almost get this kill, but I'm going to go down. I can't remember. And I think this is the game I'm talking about. Yeah, I stand back here, and I'm thinking we'll just take the pressure. But this guy's playing really passively now, and I'm about to get hit by a 25 might Fury Prime Light Beam. And I have a dodge available. I have an evade back on Shiro available. I could do a lot of things to get out of this, but I don't notice the Prime Light Beam. I'm not very good at this build right now. And I get chunked by a Prime Light Beam. So he manages to get that. And then I kind of look at this Soul Beast here, who had a very easy job killing this target. But I guess maybe he's like short bow or something. So the Hollow hides inside his turrets, which he's running experimental turrets. That means that he reflects while he's in it. So my ally apparently is running like a build that can do nothing but projectile damage. Watching this back, it's probably because he's playing with Axe, because axe got buffed in the balance patch, and he's probably playing with it. So I'm here. He doesn't even go for a res during the downtime. And basically, what you were watching here is that Prot Hollow could have won that 2v1 there. Because I face tank to Prime Light Beam, and I'm not quite sure what our Soul Beast is doing. But it's forgivable, guys, because, I mean, it's patch day, right? He's just like me. He's going to be bad at a weird build. So here you see, by the way, when I res, I get lots of dodges and movement. It's because I've still been building energy while in down state. So we can spam that a lot if we like. I pick up a sword here instead of going for the fight because it's already +1, and we have this other node for free. I realize as I do this is the first Coliseum match I've played. That I don't really, it's annoying getting swords and much more questionable when you don't have any kind of blink at all. I have 2 blinks, but they're targeted blinks. I'm a bit like a Mediguard in that way, right? This build's actually very similar to that in a lot of ways, like a core guard. But yeah, so now that we've got swords, you'll see kind of the wrecking potential here. We go in, we take some cleave. We absolutely blow up that body. He's probably on a Zerk amulet or something. We get the Chrono here. We pressure through the end of his shields. We get the instant reap. We leap back over with Malix, do a ton more pressure. Look at all these reaps. We've already got 3 reaps so far. Here's the next one as well. What we do here, by the way, is we use our shield 5, chaining it with impossible odds, which means we get tons of packets of damage in addition to all of our lifesteal. So we get a lot of pressure there. You'll notice, by the way, the variant of this build I'm running right now is very low on quickness. Which means getting some of the sword abilities off is really tricky. I'm thinking of maybe changing some of the traits up. Don't judge that too hard, but yeah, so we take that. Now that we've just swept their map, I know that we can take a nuke. Here's my misplay of the game, like aside from the Prime Light Beam there and, you know, a lot of missed sword falls and bad mechanical capability. What we'll see here is I should just nuke this and leave, but they've got respawns. So I see the respawn and I think, yeah, I'll take a respawn. I think that this is a mirror maybe. So I think, yeah, I'll take this. And, well, we will see here. Sorry, God, I keep messing up the binds lately. It's a Mesmer. Right, so then I see another spawn is coming in. So I'm thinking, oh, there's 2. All right. But instead of going straight back to mid, I think to myself, well, 2, maybe I can hold him a bit. Maybe I can ensure that our team holds our double cap. Because they're all in the process of zerging around right now. So if I could just hold him for a little bit, maybe that'll be all right, right? I'm pretty sure I can bail out. But there's a third one coming as well. I think in my periphery, did see that there was a third one. But here I'm seeing what I could do with the Warlocks. I've noticed that the Mesmerist cast his Warlock. The Warlocks run around. And even though the Warlock is still line of sighted, it's actually triggered its animation here. Even though it's line of sighted by the crate. So that's kind of interesting, actually. So I'm just standing here watching these. And I'm going to cleave these down with the Sword 4 just to get rid of all of the crap. But I'm 1v3. And I'm going to build that can't do anything 1v3 here, right? Like, it's too squishy of a build. I can't sustain and then just go to mid at my leisure later. Which is what I was thinking of doing. So this is just bad. Bad gameplay here. And hopefully you guys learn a little something about why this is bad here. But what I've done is I've punished my team so unnecessarily here. I had to stand still, by the way, because of the 5 Torment. I've left my team in a pretty gross place for the next incoming mid. We do have double cap, okay? Like, this is about to flip. And we're going to see a big mid, but really, I could have been in that fight if I just bailed a little bit earlier. That's all I had to do, just bail a little bit earlier. But the thing is as well, I've sort of stopped them being staggered as well. A bit of social engineering, I guess, there, in that they haven't stopped to cognitively decide not to be staggered, but me standing there like that until their node was fully flipped means that they actually have a strong opening at mid now, because they have a 3v3 where they all go in together. So yeah, anyway. My team does well. They win this mid fight. This is the big moment where you realize really that my team's going to win this game because they win this mid engagement. But we get to rotate in. This is kind of the dream for a Rev. Rotate into an in-progress fight. Do insane cleave over a body to stomp it out. Kill the Reza while you're at it. Another F3 over that from the portal. We know that we can clear that. You can just see kind of this just incredible heavy damage that Rev can unload. It's just quite limited and easy to counter pressure at the moment. But I think it's fun, and I don't have my achievement yet for getting all the Rev games, all 200 Rev games. So I'm thinking of doing that. Here I'm being a numpty and forgetting that I need to go on that box to climb onto those logs, so that's fine. I think on the other side of the map you don't need to do that. You'll notice I'm focusing my targets here in a way that I pressure whoever my allies are pressuring, because that's who I care more about. I should probably retarget here, but I go for the Hollow. We push in. Hollow takes pretty big damage. This is the guy that Prime Light beamed us before, so I'm not sure how scared I am, or how scared I should be of him. So instead I just like rotate back through because I know this is where the fight is. Here I notice that he might get a nuke. Actually, there's no chance he will because the druid's there, but we decided to come back. I guess I'd just rather take the defensive play, I suppose. He dodges the sword 4, which is really good of him. But look, we can just sort of meatily stay in on him the entire time. So Elixir S has been procced here. We're going to get him with the Star 5 as soon as he comes out. And yeah, I mean, he was 2v1. He's caught staggered in a way that many of you guys will be familiar with as players of this game. We got the enemy Rev. This Rev's actually running Condi. Another dodge of the sword 4. I should learn a better way to do that. Maybe I should open with the star 5 and then use sword 4 at the end of it or something. I don't know. There's probably a bit of finesse to it. I really like sword offhand though, guys. It's really, really fun. Another very quick kill here. I mean, this guy's trying out a Condi build, so sort of to be expected. But yeah, I mean, not too many people play Rev at the moment. My opinion is Rev does struggle, and what you're watching is definitely not meta, but it's probably a little bit better than people think it is. Its credit is like a little bit lower than it deserves to be. So yeah, I mean, we've got Trip Cap. We're just closing the game out here. We'll go for the Hollow again. You see that we can take our Blink in, Death Strike, and we global that guy. So that's sort of the wombo combo you get to see there. That's me basically bursting him down. I play too passively here. If I played a little bit less passively, we would have had the 2v1 because I would have got the Carla nuke over the body, and we could have like completely cleaved that down. So that would have been really fun. But my team comes in with a good pressure. We take the Shiro CC. And yeah, we just sort of knock them all down. So there you go, guys. Pretty easy, fresh little game of the day. Nothing too amazing, honestly, because it's so easy for me here. You didn't really see me make any plays. You just saw me help a winning team win more. And you didn't really see me getting focused at all at any point there on that game. But there you have it. People wanted some different builds. I thought I'd give it to you after a night of PvPing, and it's pretty addicting playing Rev. It definitely is. So get in there, guys. Try it out. The balance patch is really fun. The game should continue to be really fun for the next week or so. It'll probably go down a little bit. All this, basically, everyone's trying out builds, so it's really fun at the moment. But as soon as the season starts, I think a lot of people are going to start tryharding, and they'll consolidate back into ranked because there's better rewards there. And you might feel that this goes away. It's actually kind of like a weird utopian experience right now. I don't know how often you get in PvP, because most of the other times when balance patches have come in, it's been mid-season, so you haven't had this really beautiful moment where everybody's just playing around with all kinds of fun stuff. The devs should really try to get dedicated PvP balance between seasons, because it's just created such a cool atmosphere on ranked right now. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you soon.